Good morning. We're diving into a critical update concerning medical debt and its impact on Americans. It's a story that touches upon healthcare, personal finance, and the legal system, all intertwined in a way that affects millions of lives. A major rule, one that was specifically designed to relieve Americans from the crushing weight of medical debt, has recently hit a significant roadblock. This rule aimed to provide much-needed financial breathing room for individuals and families struggling with healthcare costs. Unfortunately, its implementation has been blocked by a federal judge in Texas, throwing its future into question and leaving many wondering what this means for their financial stability. The legal challenge raises complex questions about the balance between consumer protection and industry practices. This rule, a key component of the Biden administration's broader push to ease the financial burden stemming from health crises, represented a significant step towards reforming how medical debt is handled in the United States. It was seen as a vital measure to protect vulnerable populations from the long-term consequences of unexpected medical expenses. At its core, the rule would have removed medical bills from credit reports, preventing these debts from negatively impacting individuals' credit scores and their ability to access essential financial services. The intention was to shield people from the cascading effects of medical debt on their overall financial health. Now, with the judge's decision, its future is uncertain, shrouded in legal complexities and potential appeals. The legal battle could take months or even years to resolve, leaving the fate of the rule hanging in the balance. This uncertainty is leaving millions of Americans in limbo, unsure of whether they will receive the financial relief they were anticipating. Families who were counting on this rule to improve their credit scores and access better financial opportunities are now facing renewed anxiety. The problem is that medical debt often appears on credit reports, even when individuals are diligently working to pay off their bills or are disputing charges with their insurance companies. This can create a significant barrier to financial stability. And when medical debt appears on your credit report, it inevitably leads to lowering scores, making it more difficult to secure loans, rent an apartment, or even get a job. The impact can be far-reaching and long-lasting. This, in turn, makes it harder to get loans and mortgages, hindering people's ability to buy homes, start businesses, or invest in their future. The ripple effects of medical debt can be devastating. It can even affect your ability to obtain credit cards, which are often necessary for everyday transactions and building a positive credit history. The denial of credit can further restrict financial opportunities and create a cycle of debt. The blocked rule was specifically designed to break this link between medical debt and credit scores, offering a chance for individuals to recover from unexpected healthcare expenses without facing long-term financial repercussions. It aimed to create a fairer system that recognizes the unique circumstances surrounding medical debt. But for now, medical collections will continue to impact credit scores, perpetuating the cycle of debt and financial hardship for many Americans. This means that individuals will continue to face the challenges of navigating the complex healthcare system while also worrying about the impact on their creditworthiness. This decision has reignited debate about the role of medical debt in our financial system, and whether it should be treated differently from other types of debt. The discussion is centered around the ethical considerations of penalizing individuals for seeking necessary medical care. The fundamental question being asked is this: should a health emergency, an event often beyond one's control, have the power to ruin your financial reputation and jeopardize your future opportunities? It's a question with profound implications for individuals and families across the country. The legal fight isn't over, and there's still a possibility that the rule could be reinstated through appeals or further legal action. Advocates for consumer protection are vowing to continue the fight to ensure that medical debt is no longer a barrier to financial well-being. But for now, the promised relief is delayed indefinitely, leaving many to grapple with the immediate consequences of medical debt on their credit scores and financial stability. The delay underscores the urgent need for comprehensive solutions to address the issue of medical debt in America. For many, this is more than just a policy debate or a legal technicality. It's a matter of survival and the ability to provide for their families. The stakes are incredibly high for those who are already struggling to make ends meet. It's about real people facing real financial hardship, people who are working hard, playing by the rules, and still finding themselves burdened by medical debt through no fault of their own. Their stories highlight the human cost of the ongoing debate, Understanding what happened with this rule, the legal challenges it faces, and what's likely to happen next is crucial for anyone worried about healthcare costs and their impact on personal finances. Staying informed is the first step towards protecting your financial well-being. This information is especially crucial for anyone worried about healthcare costs, as it sheds light on the potential pitfalls and the importance of advocating for policies that protect consumers from the burden of medical debt. Ultimately, the story is about fairness, financial well-being, and the need for a healthcare system that doesn't leave individuals vulnerable to financial ruin simply because they sought medical care. It's about creating a system that prioritizes both health and financial stability. It's about the ongoing struggle to separate health crises from financial ruin, ensuring that people can access the medical care they need without fear of long-term financial consequences. The goal is to create a society where healthcare is a right, not a source of debt and anxiety. So we'll break down what this means for you, providing clear and concise information to help you navigate the complexities of medical debt and protect your financial future. We'll explore potential strategies for managing medical bills and understanding your rights as a consumer. What was this rule all about? The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, CFPB, proposed banning medical debt from credit reports. This would have wiped existing medical collections and prevented new ones from ever appearing. The idea medical debt is different from other debt. It's often unexpected and involuntary. The administration argued medical debt doesn't predict creditworthiness and unfairly punishes people for getting sick. The goal was to give millions a clean slate and make credit scores reflect financial habits, not health misfortune. Removing medical debt could have opened doors to loans, apartments, and better interest rates for millions. But with the judge's decision, this vision is on hold. The fight for a fairer credit system continues. Over 15 million Americans would have seen medical debt erased from their credit reports. These are families blindsided by health emergencies, parents with sick children, workers injured on the job, cancer survivors. Many are low income or from communities of color, hit hardest by medical debt and limited insurance. The rule promised a 20-point credit score boost for those affected, enough to change lives. For millions, it meant a shot at homeownership, affordable loans, and financial stability. Now that hope is paused. The cycle of debt and damaged credit continues for those who need relief most. The promise of a fresh start is on hold. Why does medical debt hit your credit so hard? When unpaid medical bills go to collections, they can stay on your credit report for 7 years, even if you pay them off. Credit scores don't distinguish between a surprise ER bill and a missed credit card payment. This can drop your score, making loans, rentals, and even jobs harder to get. Medical debt isn't about irresponsibility. It's about navigating a broken healthcare system. Lower scores mean higher costs and fewer opportunities, trapping people in a cycle of debt and stress. Even landlords, employers, and insurers use credit scores, deepening the impact. That's why advocates say medical debt shouldn't count against you. Its presence on credit reports does more harm than good. The blocked rule aimed to break this cycle. The rule sparked fierce debate. Supporters, consumer groups, patient advocates, and Democrats argued medical debt is different and shouldn't ruin lives. They said removing it would make credit scores fairer and reduce stress that keeps people from seeking care. Opponents, credit bureaus, banks, and many Republicans claimed it would make credit reports less accurate and riskier for lenders. They warned it could raise interest rates for everyone and argued Congress, not agencies, should decide such changes. The U.S. Chamber of Commerce led the legal fight, saying the CFPB overstepped its authority. The result? A legal and political standoff. The future of medical debt reporting is now in limbo. The legal challenge came from business groups led by the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. They argued the CFPB lacked authority to ban medical debt from credit reports. Judge Reed O'Connor agreed, issuing an injunction to halt the rule. The decision focused on agency power, not the fairness of medical debt reporting. This reflects a broader battle over what federal agencies can regulate. For now, the rule is frozen, preserving the status quo for lenders and leaving consumers waiting. The fight now moves to higher courts and possibly Congress. The impact of medical debt is deeply personal, extending far beyond just numbers on a bill. It touches families, individuals, and communities in profound ways. Take the Jacksons, for example. After their young son's unexpected emergency surgery, a moment filled with fear and uncertainty, their insurance company, despite promises of coverage, left them with thousands of dollars in medical bills that they simply couldn't afford. The sheer weight of the debt became a constant source of anxiety. When the debt was inevitably sent to collections, their credit score plummeted, a devastating blow that rippled through their lives. This drastically reduced credit score effectively blocked them from getting a mortgage, costing them their long-held dream of buying a home and building a stable future for their children. The blocked rule, designed to protect families from the long-term consequences of medical debt, would have restored their credit and given them a second chance at achieving their dream of homeownership. Consider Maria, a bright and ambitious recent college graduate, eager to start her career and build a life for herself. She was unexpectedly denied a credit card, a crucial tool for building credit and managing finances, all because of an old emergency room bill that had unfairly landed in collections. As a result, she's now stuck with high-fee credit cards, with exorbitant interest rates that make it even harder to manage her finances and escape the cycle of debt. This makes it significantly harder for her to build a good credit history, hindering her ability to secure loans, rent an apartment, or even get a job in some fields. Across the country, many seniors are forced to skip vital prescriptions, rationing their medications or going without altogether, while young adults are delaying starting families, putting their dreams of parenthood on hold, all due to the crushing weight of medical debt. These difficult choices are made all because of the burden of medical debt, a problem that affects millions of Americans. The judge's decision to block the rule means that these struggles will continue for countless individuals and families across the nation. The fundamental link between health and financial hardship remains unbroken, trapping many in a cycle of debt and despair. For millions of Americans, a single medical crisis, an unexpected illness or injury, still means years, even decades of financial fallout, impacting their ability to save, invest, and build a secure future. These aren't just rare, isolated incidents, they're everyday realities for a significant portion of the population, regardless of their background or socioeconomic status. The blocked rule, if implemented, would have changed countless lives, offering a pathway to financial recovery and a chance to rebuild. Now, that much-needed relief remains out of reach, leaving millions to continue struggling under the weight of medical debt. So what happens now in the wake of this legal setback? Where do we go from here, and what does it mean for you? The Biden administration is widely expected to appeal this decision. This indicates they believe strongly in the original rule and its potential benefits for consumers. This appeal will send the case to a higher court, likely a federal appeals court, where judges will review the legal arguments and the lower court's ruling. This entire process, from the initial appeal to a final decision, could realistically take months or even years to fully resolve. The wheels of justice turn slowly. Congress could also step in and attempt to pass new legislation that would achieve a similar goal as the blocked rule, potentially codifying protections for consumers regarding medical debt. However, with a divided government, securing bipartisan support for such legislation would be a tough road, facing significant political hurdles and potential gridlock. Meanwhile, regardless of the legal battles, you still have rights as a consumer, and it's important to exercise them. Regularly check your credit reports from all 3 major credit bureaus for any errors or inaccuracies. If you find any inaccurate medical debts listed on your credit report, dispute them immediately with the credit bureaus. Don't hesitate to negotiate directly with healthcare providers or debt collectors to potentially lower the amount you owe. In many cases, you can settle the debt for a smaller sum than the original amount, or establish a manageable payment plan to pay it off over time. It's worth noting that the major credit bureaus have already implemented some changes to how medical debt is reported. Specifically, paid medical collections are now being removed from credit reports, which can provide an immediate boost to your credit score. Furthermore, medical debts under $500 are generally no longer appearing on credit reports, offering relief to those with smaller outstanding balances. While these steps are certainly helpful, they don't go as far as the blocked rule would have, which aimed for a more comprehensive overhaul. Therefore, it's crucial to stay proactive in managing your credit and medical debt. Regularly review your credit reports, familiarize yourself with your rights as a consumer, and act quickly and decisively if you spot any errors, inconsistencies, or potentially harmful information. The legal and political fight surrounding medical debt and credit reporting continues to unfold, with potential implications for millions of Americans. But even amidst this uncertainty, you can still take steps to protect yourself and your financial well-being. Stay informed about the latest developments in this ongoing saga and be prepared to adapt your strategies as the situation evolves. In summary, the medical debt rule is blocked, and millions remain vulnerable to credit damage from health crises. The fight over this rule is about more than policy. It's about fairness, opportunity, and the cost of getting sick in America. For now, medical debt can still hurt your credit, so vigilance is key. Review every bill, dispute errors, and monitor your credit report. The debate will play out in courts and Congress, but the impact is felt at kitchen tables nationwide. We'll keep you updated as the story develops. Your financial health matters. Stay alert, stay informed. The struggle for fair credit continues.